All right, guys. Now, I think with social media and celebrity and all that, you want to have integrity. You want to have kind of like that good old fashioned, um, that good old fashioned goodness, right? You know how when you used to watch TV, you would feel like there was goodness in the air, you'd feel like there's a lot of good in the world, or you feel like there's a lot of great things happening. And I mean, for the most part, that still happens. There's good shows. There's certain people that talk about certain things that make you feel uplifted, no matter who you are. I mean, maybe you like to be someone that is in whatever category of person you are. There's something uplifting for you to enjoy, and there's something daunting, obviously, to watch too. But you can watch something you enjoy, right, to make you feel good, right? Every person has that opportunity. Not everyone, because some people have a hard time. Some people don't feel they're reflected on social media, or their personality or their uniqueness is not shown. But I mean, many people are demonstrated on social media, and you can feel like you're uplifted, at least temporarily, when you watch certain things on the news or certain stories that resonate with you, right? But in general, I think the crazy thing is, with what's going on in the U.S. and the politics and all that, it does seem kind of scary, with some things that are happening that you would think, well, why would they happen to people like that, right? Like for instance, the pardons that both the president and the former president Biden are able to do because they're president, right? I mean, the whole thing is silly. I mean, I don't think, I think if you're committing a crime, you should pay the price, right? But I mean, there's a whole lot of things revolving around it and everything, and I mean, if you're guilty, you're guilty, right? But I mean, being a president, I guess, I just feel like it's silly because, back in the day, if you had a presidency or you had somebody be president, you just would assume they would never break the law, right? Because breaking the law, to me, entails that they're part of the United States government. So why would they break the law, right? But that's what they say they're doing. So I mean, there's pardon and they're allowed to do it for some reason. But I just feel like, and I mean, as a person in life, we have to really remember that, how we live our lives and what we do in our lives and what happens in our lives is completely under our control, right? So setting aside the fact that they're allowed to do this, that, whatever, and setting aside the fact that maybe we're not allowed to do certain things, we can still enjoy a very vivid, colorful, fantastic, wild life, right? Anyway, you know what I mean? You don't have to be like, nobody should stew and be bitter because the president is able to break the law and no one else can, right? I mean, if you're really upset about breaking the law and you want to break the law, well, then you're going to deal with the punishment, right? But, I mean, in general, I just feel like, we've come to a place in the world where we should feel like we are doing good in the world. We are feeling good about ourselves, and we're allowed to do that. And in general, you're allowed to choose your destiny, right? So if you choose a life of crime, and you chose a life of whatever, that's up to you. But for the most part, we want to live a good life, right? So and there's many choices. You could choose lots of things, right? So, and unfortunately, not everyone has the opportunity. Not everyone has a voice. Not everyone has the choice in life, but if you have choices that you are allowed to make in life and you are given a voice, then you can do these things, right? But in general, some people have a harder time and some people don't feel they're allowed and, whatever, but for whatever reason that happens. But, I mean, but if you feel like you're lucky or you feel like you're talented or you feel like you're good and you don't have to worry, then you have choices in life then, right? And you can do whatever you want, right? Within reason, obviously. Breaking the law, obviously, even if the president is allowed to break the law or whatever, that's what they say in the U.S., then, does that mean we want to break the law because we feel like they're allowed so we're jealous? That doesn't make sense, right? So, even though they're doing that, it might be hitting a nerve for some people, maybe they're very upset. But in general, we have control over our own lives. We can do whatever we want with our own lives. We don't have to listen to all this stuff that we hear about we can focus on our own lives. All right, bye guys. Bye now.